All right. Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone. I hope you are all are holistically well today. Give me just a second. I had a mishap. Um, I'm trying to record on a couple different platforms. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm trying to record on a couple different platforms. So I thought I had it together, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to Clearest Conscious Podcast. I am your holistic lifestyle coach and host, Angelina. And it is September 14th. Um, but this conversation will be relevant regardless of what day it is. So today, the conversation is recognizing Are You Okay Day. And we're going to read from nationaltoday.com. Grand Rising, Queen Kathy, how are you? So we're gonna read from that. So give me just a second. So Are You Okay Day is important. So I want you guys to grab a pen and paper for just a second. I'm not gonna be taking notes, but just jot down some things to consider, right? So hold on just a second. I'm so sick of this darn social media stuff. Okay, so I'm trying to get my stuff together. Okay, so um grab a pen and paper, jot down a couple notes. This is a positive conversation. So I'm going to be reading from nationaltoday.com on this topic. So before I do, my husband, my king, asked me a question a few weeks ago. We were sitting down for lunch or brunch or whatnot, and he asked me, um, what was the biggest lie I've ever told? And it was you know, no one, you don't ever want to be a liar. We've all told lies. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I don't want to answer this question. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to think about that. And I made a point to say, I'm not big on lying. So the biggest lie, I had to think about that. And as I was thinking, he responded to his own question. And he says, the biggest lie that I have ever told is I'm fine. And that resonated really deeply with me, right? Because how many times do we tell that same lie that we're fine, that we're okay? So when people ask me how I am doing, I will say, I am well, by definition. Sometimes I'll say I'm exceptionally well, as my Uncle Steve uh, put it to me, right? So, um, I might not be where I want to be, but I speak positivity, and that's usually my response. So, um, we're gonna dive into this article again. We're listening to National Today, or we're reading from nationaltoday.com. So it says, "Are You Okay Day is an annual observation in Australia, right? But again, this is relevant anywhere and everywhere, right? It's celebrated on the second Thursday of every September." So it just happens to fall on September 14th for 2023. Says on this day, Australians check up on each other, especially those who are going through a tough time. Since we keep too busy all year round, it is a it is great that days like Are You Okay Day are observed to make us and those around us seen, heard, and understood. I think that's really important for a lot of us anymore. We feel so misunderstood. There's so many. wacky, unexplainable points of views, and we don't realize the detriment that it can cause to people's mentality and well-being. So it says the day also addresses the crisis of social isolation and community cohesiveness, with a focus on the prevention of suicides and counseling. Are You Okay Day saves lives. So the history of this Day of Recognition says in 1995, Barry Larkin's suicide left his family and friends in deep grief and with unanswered questions. In 2009, in 2009, his son Gavin Larkin chose to do something about his father's suicide. He came up with just one question to honor his father and prevent more suicides. Are you okay? Gavin and a few of his friends decided to turn this into a national campaign. From this realization, and with their their expertise and passion, Are You Okay was born. So Gavin, the son, died of cancer in 2011, but truly held on to the belief that a conversation could change a life. And that's so true. You know, people walk around and you think they're okay, and you have no idea what they're going through. Okay. Compassion and mercy and grace is a big thing. And it's something that a lot of us, when it comes to humanity, have grown cold to. So please like and share this conversation. Um, share it in a social media platform. Share it in a text, share it in an email. Okay. You never know who's going through. So where was I at? His legacy, Gavin, is now a national conversation movement. Are You Okay is a harm and suicide prevention charity that encourages people to have conversations that help others and themselves navigate the difficult times in their lives. And we're all going through something. You know, there you don't measure people's experiences and their circumstances, but just know that we're all going through something and we deal with things differently, right? In 2011, a documentary was made on the extraordinary story behind Are You Okay? That's interesting. I'm going to look for that. Are You Okay focuses on building the motivation, confidence, and skills of the help giver, especially in quickly recognizing suicidal ideation. So, with that being said, when we're having conversations with people, you know, depression is real, stress is real, anxiety is real, right? And things tend to have a domino effect when they are not resolved. Okay. Um, the organization contributes to suicide prevention efforts by encouraging people to invest more time in their relationships and build an informal support network. And that's key, the informal network. You know, we're always looking for people that are closest to us to understand and comprehend and support. And sometimes that is not the case, right? Friends, family, and colleagues is what they say, but sometimes we have to look outside of our immediate circle. So it says here it is more about developing one's skills as a helper than it is asking for help when you need it. Are You Okay Day also tries to remove the stigma of mental illness. Welcome, Jerome. Thank you for tuning in on stereo. So mental illness is a big thing that we don't talk about, right? And again, when my husband said the biggest lie he ever told was, "I'm fine." You know how many people are smiling and saying they're fine, and they have suicidal ideation. Their depression is real and lacks being dealt with, right? So let me see the timeline. It gives a timeline of the what we just talked about. So Are You Okay Day facts says, do people actually ask, are you okay? says recent research revealed that 69%, and this article is based out of Australia, okay? But again, it's still relevant around the world as far as being a good support and having a good support. So it says here, recent research revealed that 69% of Australians had asked someone, "Are you okay?" at least once in the previous month, and that people are increasingly willing to reach out and offer support to someone who might be struggling in life. And with that being said, that's why communication is important, trust is important, confidentiality is important. We want to speak with people that understand us, that hear us and respect us. So asking if we're okay, someone's okay is a big deal. And I've learned as a nurse, I'm busy at work and you pass people in the hall and you want to acknowledge them and say hello, and I've learned that when I speak with someone, if I ask you how you're doing, I will stop and look you in the eye and wait for a response. How many of us have been asked how we're doing and people just keep going on and not even think about, your response? We have to be intentional in the care that we give towards others, right? So be mindful of that when you say that. It says, what do you say after, "Are you okay?" That is an interesting question. It says you could say something like, "I understand you don't feel like talking at the moment, but I am here when you are ready." Or, "Is there someone else you would like to talk to instead?" Let them know you are still concerned about them and that you care. With that being said, I've learned not to push people. If people say they're fine, I'll ask, "Are you sure?" But when you get that "I'm fine" kind of attitude, read your audience and just be respectful with that. Don't be offended when people don't want to open up. Don't take it personal, even if it's someone in your circle. Don't take it personal, because again, you never know where someone's at and what they're thinking. Okay. It says, why do we celebrate Are You Okay Day? It is a national day of action. That's what's important, the action. So this conversation is not just about, reading this article. It's about action. That's why I said grab a pen and paper real quick. So it's a day of action dedicated to reminding everyone that every day is a day to ask, "Are you okay?" and support the people in your life. So with that being said, take a couple of seconds to think about, who you could reach out to and ask if they're okay. Who haven't you talked to in some time? Who's been on your mind, and check on them. So write down a few names today of people that you have not spoken to in some time that you just want to reach out to. And once you do that, try to make it a point to do it regularly, right? We just don't want to check on people when they're in a, critical crises moment. Check on somebody when they're good, just because you want to hear their voice, and know they're okay and hear what's going on with them, right? So it says, are you okay day activities. So some activities for this, and again, I'm reading from nationaltoday.com. So some activities for this, there are 3 of them. The first one is wear yellow. Okay, let's see what this says. Yellow is the official color of Are You Okay Day. Observe Are You Okay Day wearing yellow or pinning a smiling badge to your lapel, your shirt, whatever. This is an indicator that you are ready to speak with someone who needs help. Yellow is, a bright color. It's an energetic color. It's a positive color, right? So that's a good color to choose. The second one for activities is, are you okay? Ask yourself. I like that. Ask yourself and those around you if they're okay. So it's always a good idea to check ourselves and be realistic with ourselves. A lot of times we are put in positions, or we choose to be in positions where we offer help and support to others. And we need support as well. You it's not healthy for us to give something that we don't have. you know um the support is important because you level up. Having a network is important because you level up and you balance yourself, right? So that you can be full of the things that the world needs. And then when you are in abundance of those things, you pour out your excess, your extra, right? You can't, it's very unhealthy for us to give of ourselves, the things that sustain us, with nothing to revive us. So definitely ask yourself first, are you okay? And if not, address those things. Whether you're talking to yourself or speaking with someone else that you trust, okay? That's important. Start a conversation on Are You Okay Day by simply asking the question, are you okay? If someone hesitates in answering, or it tells you that they are not doing okay, that is your cue to spring into action. So again, be careful how your audience, you know, and be ready and equipped when you ask those questions. That is a loaded question. And a lot of people ask that kind of vaguely, not understanding that someone might respond with a request for your help and your support. So just be mindful of that, right? Um, and just know how to respond. Know your audience. You can't respond the same way with everyone. So just know your audience, and just be ready to be available for that when you ask that question. And then another activity is to attend awareness group programs. Are You Okay conducts several awareness programs on suicide prevention on this day. Attend one of those programs to learn how you can be a help giver and what to do in a serious situation. So again, this is Australia based. So I'm sure there are plenty of support groups as far as suicide prevention and all that stuff, mental health support that you can get involved in if you would like to. Look those up according to where you live and get involved. So it says, reading on with nationaltoday.com. This is 5 interesting facts about suicide. Number 1, suicides are more common than you think. Every year, more than 700,000 people die of suicide. That's a lot of people. What do you all think is going on with that? I can name a few things. Lack of support, lack of resources, including mental health resources, lack of opportunities, right? Financial strain, family strain, work strain, right? That's a lot of people going through. How many more people had the suicidal ideation that are not following through? How many people just can't make it today? Second fact with suicide is countries are non-uniformly affected. So 79% of all suicides take place in low and middle income countries. Again, back to what I just said. Why is that? What's going on in your surroundings where you have people around you and feel completely alone and isolated, and feel like you have no other option, right? In my personal opinion, suicide is not something that someone weak does. It's not a weak move. It's not a sissy move, whatever you want to call it. It takes a real bold person to be so fed up with life and feel like there's no other option but to end that. So let's be really sensitive with that, right? The third thing is women are more likely to attempt suicide. Women are 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than men. Again, reflecting, why would you all think that is? I don't have answers to statistics. I'm just asking, Again, is it family life? Is it unhealed issues of abuse, neglect? What's going on? Number 4 is, it says men are more likely to commit suicide. So women are 3 times more likely to attempt it, but men are 3.5 more likely to actually die from suicide than women. Again, let's reflect. Why would you think that is? You know, do men feel like that they have to be so strong and have this leadership role where you can't get mental help? You know, what's going on with that? And then it says that I'll say the LGBT community is more prone. Says youth of the LGBT community, they say here queer community, whatever, are 5 times more likely to take their lives than their counterparts. So those are just some thoughts on, those are just some facts on suicide. Again, that is based off of Australia's statistics, but nonetheless, they're still relevant, right? So it says why we love Are You Okay Day. Again, reading from the nationaltoday.com article. First thing is, it saves lives. Are You Okay Day is committed to saving lives and preventing suicidal ideation. A question as simple as "Are you okay?" can help save lives. How cool and life-changing is that? The second thing is, it helps us battle loneliness. It is not unusual to feel lonely. However, prolonged loneliness can make us feel unloved and helpless. Are You Okay Day is an attempt to battle loneliness and create informal support networks. So I know as a nurse, again, right now I am proud to be working with Peak Home Care Associates here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We do home care of all sorts, and I've had the pleasure to get back in the field and provide hands-on care. I mean, a lot of it is companion care. You know, even with the elderly, asking that question and listen to responses, listen to her stories. It is important. Loneliness is a big thing in the senior community. Okay. The third thing is, it destigmatizes mental illness. Are You Okay Day also it works together to tirelessly, hold on. It says Are You Okay Day and Are You Okay? The Are You Okay is the foundation. Also work together tirelessly to destigmatize mental illnesses. Something as simple as accepting mental illnesses and having conversations about them can prevent mental illnesses. So that is the conversation there. So I want to definitely encourage you all to take some time, write down some names of people that you've not checked on, and check on them. I'm gonna read this comment from Queen Kathy on Clubhouse. It says, when people come to mind, I try to reach out. I'm thinking about them for a reason. So yes, you never want to wait. If you have the inkling to check on someone, do that. I've had those experiences where, you want to check on someone and then you don't, and then they're gone. And then we deal with remorse and guilt and all these emotions. I have been there. So definitely check on people, check on your loved ones. I've got 2 in mind that I need to call here shortly, and I'm going to do that. And don't just send a text. Call, hear a voice, have a conversation. Super important. Even the ones that get in our nerves, that are always in some crap. I have people like that, every time we talk, it's always some nonsense. It's very taxing. It's very draining. So I still check on them. I just don't interact as often, right? But when people have, things going on, there's always an underlying issue, underlying reason for behavior, right? Whether it's positive or negative. So understand that, and understand that people really do have things going on. Mental well-being and mental balance is super important. You know, we talk about mental illness, but what about mental balance and mental health, well-being? You know, I think if we phrase it differently, we're more accepting to having a discussion. So definitely, if you are in need of counsel, therapy, seek the help that you need, right? There is no shame in that. It's a shame to not utilize the resources at hand to get you to a better place, right? So definitely make sure you all look in the mirror today and check yourselves, right? Ask how you're doing. And if you realize, you know what, as a matter of fact, I haven't been sleeping well, haven't been eating well, been real agitated, woke up agitated. Take some time to just kind of dive in to your inner self and see if you can't figure out what's going on. And think about what you want that resolution to look like and that outcome to look like. That's perfect practice to help others. What did Coolio say? I can't help you if I can't help myself. You know, somebody said, I know I heard it in Coolio. Come along and rock. Yeah. Anyway, so that is what I have today. I wanted to jump on here and share that with you all. Again, I am on stereo. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. So please share this conversation. Think about it, right? And be active. This is a call to action. So sometime today, please check on someone you love. Even if you checked on them yesterday, check on them again. Tell them you love them. Ask them how they're doing and listen. Be attentive. Be an active listener, right? And show some compassion. So love on somebody today. Even if you're on social media right now listening, call. Don't send an IM, DM, whatever you want to call it. Call and reach out. I promise you will make a difference in someone's life. You know, my mom always says, my queen mother always says, when I call her, I was just thinking about you. I'm like, you always just thinking about me then. And that makes me feel good, you know. So if somebody's on your mind, reach out. That is all I have today. I'm going to get my day started. Hope you all have a great day. Please keep up with me again. I'm on stereo, on Clubhouse. I'm on Facebook. Please go to my Clear Conscience page and subscribe and follow that so you can keep what's going on in a professional Clear Conscience world, right? Not so much my personal Facebook page, even though I post every, professional things on there. I do want to build the content up on that Clear Conscience page on Facebook. So please check that out. And until next time, I hope you all have a fabulous day. Be safe, be well, take care of yourselves, and make sure you reach out and see if you can help someone else. Don't overdo it for yourself. Don't put yourself out there if you can't. But if you can be of support and assistance to someone else just by lending an ear or giving a positive word, please do so. Till next time, peace, love, and blessings. Thanks for tuning in.